安排左手第2位这位先生。
Thank you, Mr. Premier. I'm with Bloomberg News. This year is the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening. Over those 40 years, China has enjoyed unprecedented economic growth, and hundreds of millions of people have been pulled out of poverty. But it's becoming increasingly clear that China is entering a new era where problems are going to become more complicated, and that the model of reform and opening is also changing, I think highlighted by the restructuring of the government departments and the revisions to the Constitution that were passed by the National People's Congress this year. I wanted to ask you, what will the biggest difference be between reform and opening in this new era versus the past, especially when it comes to foreign investment and trade? Thank you.
Opening has been instrumental in bringing about China's tremendous economic and social achievements in the past 40 years. Opening up has driven China's reform agenda, promoted its development, and delivered real benefits to the Chinese people. In his speech at the World Economic Forum, President Xi Jinping already made it very clear that China will uphold free trade and continue to pursue opening up as its basic state policy. If there's one thing that is going to be different from the past, that will be China will open even wider. With its economy so integrated into the international economy, closing its own door would only block China's own way. Moreover, there is still broad room for us to further open itself up. In terms of trade in goods, China has become fairly open, with overall tariffs standing at the medium level internationally. We aim to further bring down overall tariffs across the importing process, with tariff rates for important day-to-day consumer goods slashed, and we also plan to phase in zero tariff for drugs, especially the much-needed anti-cancer drugs. China still runs a deficit in trade in services. Further opening of its service sector will involve a cost, but it will also press us to enhance competitiveness. Hence, we plan to further widen market access for China's old age care, education, healthcare, and financial services sectors. In addition, we will also further ease or lift the foreign-owned equity limit in some areas. We will also fully open up our manufacturing sector. There will be no mandatory requirement for technology transfer, and intellectual property rights will be better protected. We will further shorten our negative list. We aim to merge the 3 laws governing foreign investment into one basic law to honor our commitment for delivering pre-establishment national treatment to foreign investors. The constitutional amendment and the plan for government institutional reform have been adopted at the NPC session. We will fully implement the decisions made to better implement the basic policies of the state. In terms of opening up, our aim is to ensure that both Chinese and foreign invested enterprises and companies under all types of ownership will be able to compete on fair terms on this big market of China with over 1.3 billion people. We want to ensure that our consumers will have more options and there will be further upgrade in Chinese products and services in pursuit of high-quality development. China's opening will naturally be a step-by-step process. A small step of opening up over time may deliver tremendous benefits. For example, 5 years ago, we simplified the procedures for applying for ordinary passports and traveling overseas. And with that simplification, the number of outbound overseas trips made by Chinese people surged from 70 million to last year's 130 million. So in making sense of China's opening up, one needs to pay attention to the specific steps in concrete areas. and more importantly, take a pragmatic and long-term view. I also want to emphasize that opening needs to be a two-way track, just as it takes paddling at both sides for a boat to move forward. Otherwise, it may just keep spinning around at the same place. Thank you.